4 and 10 I can remember well, during the volume of which time I have seen powers dreadful and things strange. But this sore knight hath trifled former knowings.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, be our safeguard against the wiles and wickedness of the devil.
Shonen felt sorrow was an office that the false man does easy.
Do thou, Prince of the heavenly host, in the divine power, thrust into hell Satan and the other evil spirits who roam through the world seeking the ruin of souls.
Thou seest the heavens, as troubled by man's act, do threaten his bloody stage. By the clock 'tis day, and yet dark night has strangled the traveling lamp.
Amen.
What will you do? I'll to England.
To Ireland, our separated fortune shall keep us both safer.
Dost thou renounce Satan?
How goes the world, sir? Now.
Why? See you now.
Known who did this more than bloody deed?
And all his works.
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
I renounce them.
Where we are, there's daggers in men's smiles. The near in blood, the near bloody.
And all his palms.
'Tis unnatural, even like the deed that's done.
This murderous shaft that's shot hath not yet lighted. The safest course is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse. Let us not be dainty of our leave-taking, but shift away.
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away and fled, which puts them on suspicion of the deed.
I renounce them.
Against nature. Still,
Then it's most likely sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He's already named. Not a schoon to be invested.
Amen.
Where is Duncan's body?
Carried to Comkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardian of their bones.
Amen.
Are you to school?
No, peasant. I'll to fight.
There's warrant in that theft. If it steals itself, and there's no mercy left.
Thou hast it now, King, Cador, Lambs, all, as the wayward women promised. And I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet, it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. There come truth from that as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine, why? By the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it would have been as a gap in our feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we hold a solemn supper, sir, and I request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, for which my duties are with most indissoluble tie forever knit.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
What else desired your good advice in this day's council, but we will take it tomorrow. Is far you ride?
As far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper, must become a borrow of the night, for dark hour twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
Our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, not confessing their cruel parricide, filling their hearers with strange invention. But of that, tomorrow, hie you to horse. Adieu. Till you return at night. Goes Fleance with you?
Aye, my good lord. Our time does call upon us.
Farewell. Let every man be master of his time till 7 at night. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. Well then, God be with you. See, bring those men before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, for in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares. The sisters hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they place a fruitless crown, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them, the gracious Duncan, have I murdered. Mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo, kings. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please your highness.
Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know you that it was he in times past who told you so under fortune, which you had thought had been our innocent self?
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Are you so gospeled to pray for that good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye. In the catalogue you go for men. As spaniels, hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, curs, and demi-wolves are called all by the name of dogs. Now, if you have station in the file of men, say it, and I will put that business into your bosom, whose execution takes your enemy off and binds you to the heart and love of us.
I am one, my liege, and so weary with disasters turned with fortune, that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or be rid on't.
Both of you know Banquo was your enemy.
True, my lord.
So is he mine. And in such bloody distance that every minute of his being thrusts against my nearest of life. I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, who I myself struck down, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight, and something from the palace. And with him, to leave no rubs nor botches in the work, Fleance, his son, must embrace the fate of that dark hour.
We are resolved, my lord.
Aye, my lord.
It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Banquo not in court.
My madam returns again tonight.
Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words.
My madam.
Looks had all spent. Where our desires got without content. Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How long, my lord? Why do you keep alone? The sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
We have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former too. Let the frame of things disjoint. Both the world suffer, and we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done its worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice domestic, foreign levy. Nothing can touch him further.
But who did bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
Gently, my lord. Sleek or rugged looks. Be bright and jovial amongst your guests tonight.
So shall I love, and so I pray be you.
Then stand with us. The west it glimmers with some streaks of day, and near approaches the subject of our watch.
Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence with both eye and tongue, unsafe the while, that we make our faces masks unto our hearts, disguising what they are.
Must leave.
You're full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife.
White disease. Stand to it.
Thou knowest that Banquo and his Fleance lives.
In them, nature's copies, not eternal.
There's comfort, yet they are assailable. Then be thou Jock. Ere the bat hath flown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Jock, till now applaud the deed.
It will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day,
and Polly in the dunnest slope of hell.
and with thy bloody and invisible hand, cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me veiled. Why, good friends? Why? Now is revenge! Slay! Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, whilst night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but hold thee still! Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill.
'Tis but one down, the sun has fled. We've lost the half of our affair.
Well, it's away. Say how much is done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks, Your Majesty.
Our hostess keeps her state, but in best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart bids they are welcome.
See? They cover thee with their heart's thanks. Both sides are even. Here I'll sit in the midst. Be large in mirth. Anon we'll drink a measure at the table round. There's blood upon my face. Banquo's then. So that he without and he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I declare.
Oh, thou art the best of the cutthroats. It is good, it is a delight for flails. If thou didst it, thou art the nonpareil.
Most royal son, Flails escaped.
Thou shalt get keys, though thou be not.
And God's my fate again. I had else been perfect. Whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad and general as the casing air. Now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound in to saucy doubts and fears. The bank was safe.
Ah, my good lord, safely did she bide, with 20 trenchant gashes on his head, the least of death from nature.
There the grown serpent lies. The worm has fled, hath nature that in time will venom breed. No teeth for the present.
My royal lord, do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health on both.
Big figure of my mistakes.
Here had we the honor of our country roofed with the graced person of our Banquo present.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, my lord, grace us with your royal company.
Table's full.
Here is the place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is it that moves your highness?
Fail not our feast.
Which of you have done this?
Thing.
Canst not say I did. Never shake thy gory locks at me!
Gentlemen, his highness is not well.
Sitchworthy friends, my royal lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Please take seat. 'Tis the bit is momentary, upon thought he will again be well. Feed and regard him not. You amend.
I have bold one that dare upon that which might appall the devil!
Proper stuff! This is the very painting of your fair. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. These fits and starts, when all is done, you look but on a stool.
Hey, look there! Behold! Look! Lo! What say you? If charnel houses and our graves must send those that we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie, for shame!
The time had been that when the brains were out, the men would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on our crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
My royal lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse with me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all, then I'll sit down. Give me some wine. Fill full. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all and him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Here.
Quit my sight. The earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold! Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with!
Think of this, good friends, but as a thing of custom only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare! Be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword! If trembling I inhabit, then protest me the baby of a girl! Hence, horrible shadow! Unreal mockery! Hence! Why so? Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
mirth and broke the good meeting with most admired disorder.
My lord.
Speak not! Question enrages him further. He grows worse and worse. At once, good night. Stand not on the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night, and better
A
health.
kind night to all.
It will have blood! They say blood will have blood! Stones have been known to move, and trees to speak. Augurs and other understood relations have, by magpies and chops and rooks, brought forth the secretest man of blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with me. Which is which?
Thou sayest thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding.
Did you send to him, sir?
I hear it by the way, but I will send. There's not a one of them that in his house and keep a servant feed. I will tomorrow, and betimes I will. The way of sisters. More shall they speak, for now I am bent to know what the worst means. The worst! I am in blood. Stepped in so far. Should I wade no more? Returning were as tedious as gore.
You lack the seasons, all nature's. Sleep.
My strange and self-use is the initiate fear of once hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed.
Rise and once the hedge pick wine.
Hark your cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad, that under cold stone hath 30 days and nights, sweltered venom sleeping got, boiled out first in the charming pot. Double, double,
Toil and trouble.
fire burn and cauldron bubble. Fillets of a thin snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt, toe of frog, wool of bat, tongue of dog, adder's tongue and blindworm's sting, the lizard's leg and howlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon. Tooth of wolf. Witch's mummy. Maw and gulp of raven salt sea shark. Fruit of hemlock. Baked in the dark. Liver of blaspheming Jew. Gall of goat. And slips of you. Finger of birth strangled babe. Ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab. Double,
Double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumb, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks!
How now? secret, black, and midnight hags, what didst you do?
Deed without a name.
I conjure you, by that which you profess, however you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yesky waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed grains destroyed and trees blown down, though castles slope their heads to their foundations, though nature's essence tumble altogether, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you!
Speak. Demand.
We'll answer.
Wouldst thou care to hear it from our mouths, or from our master?
Call him, let me see him.
Pour in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 pharaohs. Sweat that hangs from the murderer's gibbet, pour into the flame. Come high or low, thyself in office deathly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power!
Macbeth, beware the dove, beware the thing of five. Dismiss me.
Ah, he will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Macbeth, be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff! What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make sure it's double sure. The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, put to the edge of the sword, his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line!
Listen, speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care, who chase, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquish thee until great Birnam wood to hide Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be! Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix his earthbound root. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied! Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you! Let me know!
Show! Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down, thy crown to sear mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow, is like the first. The third is like the former. Filthy hag! Why do you show me this? Star eyes. What will the line stretch out to the crack of doom? Another yet. A 7. I'll see no more. And yet the 8 appears, which bears a glass that shows me many more. And now I see 'tis true. For the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me and points at them for his. What? Is this so? Where are they? Gone. Infected to be the air whereon they ride, and damned all those that trust
What hath he done to make him fly the land?
Dolphus fled to England.
His flight was madness.
From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart
Madness.
shall be the firstlings of my hand.
When our actions do not, our fears make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansions, his titles in a place from whence he himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. Fathered she is, yet she's fatherless.
There's but one down, the sun is fled.
Child, your father's dead. What will you do? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they. My father is not dead, for all your saying.
Yes, he is dead. But what wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him this help again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit.
I am not treacherous.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
But Macbeth is.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so.
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Why are not wrongness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots without leave-taking.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them.
God help thee, poor monkey. But what wilt thou do for a father?
I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space is in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prowler. How thou talkest.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you.
Bless you, fair dame. Danger does approach most nearly. You should not be found here hence with your little ones. Oh, heaven preserve us, I dare not abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I've done no harm.
I think our country sinks beneath the yoke.
I remember now. I'm in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good, sometimes accounted dangerous folly. What are these faces?
Where's your husband?
I hope in a place not so unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
It weeps. It bleeds. And each new day a gash is added to her wounds.
Thou liest! Thou shat-haired villain!
What? You egg, young fry of treachery!
You spoiled me, Mother. Run away, I pray.
For my part, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, my poor country will have more vices than before, more suffer, more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean. Black Macbeth will seem as pure as snow being compared with my confineless arms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell become a devil more damned than the evils of top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids would not fill up the cistern of my lust. Better Macbeth than such one to lead.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. But fear not yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so hoodwink. We have willing dames enough as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
This, there grows such a stanchious avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and his other's house. Am I more having to be as a sauce to make me hunger more? But I should forge quarrels unjust amongst the good and willing, destroying them for wealth.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows a more pernicious root than summer seeming lust. Yet do not fear. Scotland hath assets enough to fill up the will of your own mere own. All these are portable with other graces waived.
But I have none. The king becoming graces, as justice, verity, temperance, stableness, a bounty, perseverance, mercy, lowliness, patience, devotion, courage, fortitude. I have no relish of them. But bound in the division of each several crime, acting them out many ways. Nay, if I power, I should pour the sweet milk of concord into hell. Uproar the universal peace, and found all unity on earth.
Scotland. Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Nation miserable. When will I see thy wholesome days again? These evils thou repeatest amongst thyself have banished me from Scotland. My hope ends here.
Macbeth, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth, by many of these trains, hath sought to win me into his power. God above, between thee and thee. Even now I set myself to thy direction and speak my own attraction. And yet, unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. No time broke my faith, and delight no less in truth than life. My first false speaking was this upon myself. When I am truly, is thine and my poor country's to command. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Indeed, at thy hair approach, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point of setting forth. Now we're together, and our chance for goodness be like our warranted quarrel. Nay, come, monsieur. It's my countryman, yet I know him not.
My ever gentle cousin. Welcome thither.
Ah, yes, I know him now. Good God, at times remove the means that make us strangers.
Amen, sir.
Stand in Scotland where it did.
Alas, the poor country, almost afraid to know itself, cannot be called our mother but our grave, where no one who knows nothing has once seen to smile, where groans and shrieks, sighs that rent the air are made, not marked. Dead man's knell, no one asks for who. Good men die before the flowers in their caps.
How does my wife?
Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers.
Yet their comfort we are coming thither. England hath lent us seaward and 10,000 men, an older and better soldier none that Christendom gives out.
Would that I could answer this comfort with the like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert, where hearing should not lax them.
If they be mine, keep them not from me.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, for it shall possess them with the heaviest sounds that ever yet they heard. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner whereupon the quarry of those murdered deer would add the death of you.
Merciful heaven.
My children too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must be from thence. My wife killed too.
I said,
Be it their comfort, we are coming hither. Let us make medicines of our grief to cure this.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Hellkite, all? What? All my pretty ones and their dam at one fell swoop?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part?
Let grief convert to anger, blunt not the heart, and rage it.
I could plague the woman with mine eye, and brag her with my tongue. But gentle heaven cut short all intermission. Front to front set thou the speed of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Come. Go to the king. Our power's ready. Our lad is nothing but our league.
I have 2 nights' watch with you, but I can perceive no truth in your report.
What does turn? Great Dungenay strongly fortifies Lord Flames. Some say he's mad, others confess it. You call it valiant fury.
When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, and read it, and then afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while in a most fast sleep.
Now does he feel his secret murder sticking on his hands.
A great perturbation in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep and do the effects of watching.
Well, march we on. Think of obedience, which is truly owed.
Besides her walking, what at any time have you heard her say?
That's her which I will not report after her, neither to you nor to anyone. Lo, here she comes, upon my life, fast asleep.
How came she by that light?
Why, it stood by her. She has light by her continually to the man.
See, her eyes are open.
Why, but their sense is shut.
What is it she does now?
It is an accustomed action with her.
Yet here's a spot.
Hark, she speaks.
Comes tempted spot out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Help! It's murky. Fine, my lord, fine! Soldier! And a fear? Fear we fear who knows it when none can call our power to account! Who would have thought the old man to have had so much blood in him?
Do you mark that?
They'd have fight. Had a wife. Where's she now?
but she hath known.
Here is the smell of the blood still. All the perfumes in Arabia will not sweeten this cold hand.
I would not have such a heart in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
This disease is beyond my practice. Yet, I have known those who have walked in their sleep and died wholly in their beds.
Wash your hands from your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you, May wants buried. He cannot come out of his grave.
Even so.
To bed. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. Done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.